Hi there, this is Live Prepper here, and I come across some interesting articles. Well, my man did. Let me put it this way. I bought these travel magazines at an auction, and there's a gentleman here who writes End of the Line. It's just a comedy versions, but it's based on true events and things like that. So it's a really interesting subject here when you think about it. Look at this. Now this is him and his wife and one of their kinfolks or friends, whatever. So this is what you see really when you see people looking at wild game. So I want to read you the article word for word, and I hope you enjoy this. Now again, this here is by Hale Sullivan, End of the Line. Now it says, you won't find this on grocery store shelves. Cooked critters might gross out the average person, but wild game is a mighty tasty treat if prepared right. Okay, I often marvel at how far removed humans have become from our food sources. I trace the origin of my own wonderment back several decades. Farmers were dissatisfied with low prices they were receiving for milk, and in protest, dumped out thousands of gallons of milk instead of putting it on the market. Of course, this has made the news. And I watched just one reporter interviewed a woman. He asked how this milk strike might impact her. The woman replied in a sense that she didn't give a flip what the farmers did with their milk because all her milk came from the grocery store. Duh! And I believe it's gone downhill from there. Nowadays, if it doesn't come from the grocery store, well, it's obviously not fit to eat. Duh! There are some folks who still try to eat vegetables directly to the public at so-called farmers market. Duh! I just like the word duh. There are some folks who still try to sell vegetables directly to the farmers market, so-called market. But when it comes to supplying food to a nation of hungry consumers, farmers just can't compete with the grocery store. That's right. Nowhere is there more than in the consumption of meat. It seems like folks today think that the only meat fit for human consumption must come from the grocery store. Of course, there are those people who think we should not kill animals and eat them. That's vegetarians. But personally, I have no desire to eat a live animal and will continue to ensure that all I eat are dead. I think it would be kind of hard chewing on something live, wouldn't it? Zombie! I have made a number of animals dead over the past half century, many of which have graced our table. But again, I'm not having any live animal at the table. It's bad enough the dog hangs around, but at least he stays on the floor. The dog's safe. It's our fare of wild game that attracts the most attention. Now, I'll admit that I come from a family with a long history of cooking wild game. Some of our recipes date back many years and reveal some of the secret ingredients necessary in cooking wild game. Like fire. Light 'em up, bro. Yes, sir. When we got that fire thing figured out. Fire. Good. The family of man is well on its way to preparing some mighty tasty dishes for some mighty dead critters. Again, I recognize that some folks are against killing critters to eat. But just as I am opposed to eating live critters, I'm also opposed to eating critters that dies of natural causes. I don't want to be too hypocritical, though. I realize that some of those family recipes started out first, remove the hyenas and buzzards from the carcass. Shoo! Get away, get away. Stop that laugh. Get away. Sadly, some of us are not as human as we used to be. Today, average consumer largely detests any meat that are not literally seasoned with styrofoam and cellophane. A lot of the meat I eat, let's talk about wrap if you don't know. A lot of the meat I eat, I still comes in its original package, hair, feathers, or scales. If you don't know what hair is, it's mammals. Feathers is birds. And scales is fish or some kind of reptile. Either way, you should remove the wrapper before cooking the meat. That's kind of the best thing to do. I'll admit that in many instances, the wrapper of the critter was of primarily importance to me, but supper was a welcome byproduct. Raccoon, possums, and muskrats have made their way to the table at my home. Actually, they didn't find their way there at all. As I mentioned previously, these critters were dead and had to be carried to the table. I mean, they weren't alive. We eat other conventional game as well. We eat a lot of deer meat. Some folks call this venison, but I always thought that was just a trick to throw consumers off track. Yeah, I guess so. Most of the time, if you tell the average person what kind of wild critter you've got on the table, the common response is, yeah, oh. These more highly evolved bipeds can tell they don't like something without even tasting it. One of the problem is the way we eat today. Often, the definition of hunger is not the same as it was a few thousand years ago. I should note that obesity was not a problem back then either. No, people was really very active. They didn't consume a lot of McDonald's or Burger King, and I'm guilty of eating that stuff. But I have no problems getting nature and getting away from it. You didn't hear folks saying, oh, yuck! Macedon! I'm not eating Macedon! In fact, some of those old family recipes call from anything you can lay your hands on, including the buzzards and hyenas. Buzzard hyenas, your dinner tonight! Yum, yum! But today you put a possum on the table and you have a whole bunch of people uninvited themselves to dinner. Maybe it would help if we tried to relate it better to some of our modern day food stuff. A possum is also known as grinder. So instead of saying we have possum for dinner, maybe we should just say we're having a happy meal instead. So they don't know. My in-laws are afraid to eat at my house. A number of years ago, Mix cooked a groundhog. Ooh, barbecue groundhog. Yay! We justly decided not to tell them what it was when they arrived for supper. Okay, I lost my spot. And we should have left it at that. When they had picked the bones clean, they literally picked the bones clean. Good. We let the cat out of the bag, and from the expression on their face, you have thought we actually cooked the cat. It's a good thing, because I like cats. When they were done throwing up, we had a general discussion about what in the way of game these folks might indeed find palatable. After eliminating everything that wasn't beef, pork, turkey, or chicken, we settled on fish. They considered that they might be able to eat fish if we cook it. So we asked them what their favorite kind of fish was. Turns out their favorite kind of fish is the small block-shaped sticks variety of fish that comes neatly stacked in a box that you get, and you guess it, the grocery store. I wonder what kind of bait the groceries use to catch those little fish. So this here is a Hale Sullivan cooks wildly in Blue Creek, Ohio. So this in here was a 2010 magazine, I believe. It's right here. It was a 2009, excuse me. If you want to look up him, he is in these older Trapper magazines. Look for Hale Sullivan. He's got some very interesting story. And this here is based on really what's going on. So I want to read you another one of his, and I hope you enjoy that one on down the road. This is Live Prepper here. I want you to be safe, be happy, Bless you all.